Two women die after a crash on a wintry road, but their families are in disbelief after learning that the man who caused it won't be charged.
And they tell our Joe Chiodo justice was not served. It's tonight's big story.
It's been pretty much a living hell. Our mother was taken from us prematurely. She may have been 85 years old, but she was alive.
8 months ago, Susan Paley's mom, Joan Rips, and her friend, Sylvia Mickey Marr, were on their way home from the beauty salon. Police say Robert Rossi crashed into them head-on, sending them to the hospital, where they both died weeks later. On the day of the accident, the Douglas County attorney says the two women walked to the ambulance. Police cited Rossi only for driving too fast for snowy conditions. He took a safe driving class and then was dismissed of charges.
No justice. There has been no justice for my mother or for Mickey. None.
And that was before the two women died. Weeks later, when it turned tragic, hope sparked in Susan. A hope that more serious charges like motor vehicle homicide or reckless driving would eventually be filed. Well, she found out Monday, 8 months later, that won't be the case.
To die like this, it's unthinkable, it's inconceivable, and we still can't even wrap our heads around the horror.
This letter sent from the county attorney to the attorneys of the two families cites two key problems with the case. The first, the cause of death. He says, yes, the collision did send the women to the hospital, but there's no link to prove criminal liability. He says he can't prove whether the women died from injuries as a result of the accident or injuries from pre-existing conditions. The families, though, say the women were healthy before. Medical records disagree. For Sylvia, it cites respiratory failure. For Joan, fractures and lack of eating.
Had they both died at the scene, would we still be having this conversation? No. But because they died of sustained injuries and it took a while for them to die, now the county attorney's office has decided that they can't put a cause to it.
A second problem with the case, double jeopardy. In order to charge Rossi with motor vehicle homicide or a more severe charge following the deaths, the county attorney would have to do it under the terms of driving too fast for conditions, the same citation given the day of the crash. Despite the deaths, he cannot use the same violation twice.
So here's the facts. They were alive, they were in a head-on collision, and they're dead.
And I spoke with the county attorney today who says if Rossi hadn't been cited by police that day and an investigation was instead opened, well, there is a chance then that after those two deaths that those charges could have been upgraded. Now, the families tell me that, of course, they don't want to see Rossi live a life behind bars, but they truly do feel that justice was not served. Reporting live with photographer Nick Bohan, I'm Joe Chiodo, WWT6 News.
The families say they appreciate the time the county attorney spent on this case.
County Attorney's office says that the families can still file a civil suit if they wish.